Right, how did that get in here? Now, you know, with many girl gamers these days, they all tend to be interested in just a couple of titles like The Sims and World of Warcraft, and they really don't express any interest for other games that we guy gamers might enjoy. So I thought with our review of Fable 3, maybe we'll be able to crack this whole topic wide open, as well as review the game. Here it is. The Fable series has always offered enchanting tales and worlds full of imagination, so Fable 3 is really no exception. Developed by Lionhead Studios, and with that Peter Molyneux influence, this third tale takes place after the events of Fable 2. Now, Fable 2, whilst a success, proved to have its own issues and promises that the studio failed to keep with the fans. So does this Fable prove to be the game that we always wanted? We find out.
I'd kill to have half as much gold as you.
Set in the industrial age, Albion is under threat as its tyrant king thwarts the land. As the king's brother, you decide to stand up against him and seek to form a revolution in Albion to overthrow him. It's an exciting concept and fun story as quest after quest you recruit an army and make promises to which you must eventually act on when you become king. Fable 3 has been simplified immensely. With an interactive menu known as the Sanctuary, it allows you to change weapons, clothes, check in achievements and view the world map in elegant style. With much humour and colourful characters, it has many inviting elements. However, I was a little confused with the tone of this game, as it's presented in many ways to be a children's game through the low difficulty and simple actions, but then again it throws in these adult themes and adult jokes. In this sense, it sacrifices depth for many materialistic actions.
I trust you're well, sir. Not bad.
While Fable 3 is not the best looking game on Xbox, Lionhead Studios have dressed it in such an enchanting and colourful light that it makes this game a wonder to play in. Art direction is fantastic and the worlds in this game are truly full of life and beauty, which is great to explore. It really does look like a game that is filled with magic and charm. Character animations are fine and the combat moves and finishing attacks in slow motion are a nice touch, especially when you combine magic and fire and wind. It all looks very great. Easily, one of this game's strong points is the level of detail you can see from the cutscenes to the characters in these fantastic worlds. It's really great stuff. Sound is also a fine point, with many stirring soundtracks that accompany the gameplay. It really brings out an innocent and wondrous mood, and it changes depending on your whereabouts. Plenty of dialogue from the NPCs and great voice acting from the likes of Simon Pegg, Stephen Fry and Michael Fassbender, and the British humour plays on this game's charm. With all these beautiful little touches, this game projects a great mood and atmosphere.
Oh, brave knight, have you come to protect me? You big softy. You'd be rubbish in a fight.
With a great introduction, you're soon travelling across the land of Albion, recruiting an army to rise against your tyrant brother, making promises as you go. And you'll gain guild seals, to which you can use in your road to rule. Now this is a symbolic road that tracks your progress and allows you to make upgrades. Quests are varied, but really not that complex, mainly ranging from go here or fight these people. You can friend people by interacting with them, or enter into marriages and have children, but it's done effortlessly. You know, it feels really gimmicky. I hate it when a game just makes me feel like I'm tapping buttons, and I would have loved a bit more depth to these features of the game. And that's the same with the combat. There's really no flow or strategy to fighting enemies, and it feels really bulky. You can melee, shoot your gun, or use your magic, but they all seem to do the same thing, although the finishing moves do look cool. It's relatively simple mechanics that doesn't really engage or challenge the gamer in any way, not to mention the game is ridiculously simple to play through. Second part of this game is where you become king or queen, and it's a lot better as you're faced with some quite difficult decisions and a hefty load of responsibility as you try to govern Albion. It's done really well, and as you re-explore the world, trying to make money and decide if you want to be good or evil, it sums up a really enchanting story, and it helped me get back into this game when I was losing a bit of hope.
All stand to attention for the King of Albion.
Fable 3 is a delightful story with great charm, fantastic visuals and a humble soundtrack. And the RPG elements are definitely a step forward, yet while some areas of the game are very simple and without much depth, and it really prevents this game from being an absolute standout, of which it could be. I mean, it really does have potential, yet these flaws just kind of seem like a step back for the series. While it's still enjoyable, I'm going to give it an 8.3 out of 10. 0.02.
Has begun. But who will lead the revolution?